All right, man, peace. Brothers, I stumbled across a very entertaining, but I found it to be a very forthright and honest video that was created by a modern day, very young, super liberal black female. And when I say super liberal, I don't mean from the standpoint that she's a woke activist type. I mean that she's a concubine trying to give relationship advice. And that's very common nowadays, where concubine level females like to give relationship advice, especially to men. But to be quite honest with you, I found much of the advice that she was giving to be relatively revelatory, because she confirmed in her video many of the sentiments that I touch on intermittently on this channel, especially pertaining to the female's love of chaos, the makeup breakup paradigm that they love to pursue in order to quote unquote juice up the relationship or to make it more exciting, what I call part of her thrill-seeking programming. So it's up to you brothers to decide and understand, number one, what type of person you are, so that therefore you know what you're looking for, and you know how to distinguish between a concubine level female and a wife level woman. Because many of you brothers, you might just like your thotty, you might just like your little broad that you can, go off with, catch a movie with her, go to McDonald's, go to the zoo, go for a walk or some shit, bang out at your crib and send her on her way. Other of you brothers might be looking for something more serious. If you're looking for something more serious, then you yourself have to be more serious. And that's what I always try to implore so many brothers out there to accept. Please understand, number one, who you are so that you know what you're looking for. Because that will stop that downward spiral that we see now in the so-called black community, with so-called black men impregnating concubines. Please understand, brothers, a concubine has a purpose, just like everything else in this society. A concubine is like a proverbial cab or a bus. You get in, you get to your destination. Understand, somebody was sitting in your seat before you got there. Somebody will be sitting in your seat after you leave. Sometimes you have to share seats. That's a concubine. Okay? A wife is like your own car. A real wife is like a brand new car. But that's a conversation for another video. So you know what? Let's let this young chick speak. And of course, she's going to talk about it and I'm going to chime in.
Listen, y'all got to be able to have the perfect balance of being a gentleman with a little bit of hood. Like, you can't be too soft, okay? I don't know about other females, but I can't deal with a nigga that's too soft. Like, if I'm trying to argue with...
Brothers, let me say this very quickly. When this female here says that you can't be too soft, what she really means is that 90% of what comes out of my mouth is absolute, unadulterated, pure, uncut bullshit. And you have to understand that if I'm going to take you seriously. The woman knows that the woman knows that for the most part, she's a child with breasts. And for the most part, what she does is purely for attention. She likes to try to destabilize her life and the lives of the people that she associates with simply because she can. Are there exceptions to that rule? Are there upstanding, mature-minded females out there? Absolutely. They're just very few and far between. That's why I focus on this topic so much on this channel. Because that's the main thing that is inhibiting the so-called black man from becoming a higher version of himself. That is venerating the feminine principle and not understanding how to distinguish what the disparity is between a real woman and just a regular female out here. Brothers, always understand you have to let something be what it is. You cannot teach a lion how to eat grass. You cannot teach a deer how to eat meat. You cannot change a hoe into a housewife. Okay? Now, a wife material woman can become a concubine type woman, but the concubine type woman can never become the wife material woman. You'll see many of these females say, well, I did my share of hoeing around when I was in my 20s, but now I'm 46 years old, I'm 47 years old, I just got married. I feel like I've matured through life experience. No, you haven't matured, you haven't changed. It's just that your vagina's tired. Your pussy's tired. You've been using it for years, it has a lot of mileage on it. You finally met someone who's desperate enough to want to purchase a used car with 200,000 miles on it and purchase it like it's a brand new car. So good for you. But no, you haven't changed. It's just that your options have slimmed because your breasts are drooping down. You have a sack You have a big old fat sack under your breastises. Your legs are sliced up with cellulite. You have crow's feet around your eyes, things of that nature. So now you want to settle down. You were fortunate enough to find a man who wants to settle down with you, so be happy with that. But did you change? No. Point being is this, just to get back to what this female here is talking about. When she said that she wants a quote-unquote nice guy who's a little bit rough, what she really means is someone who knows that she's full of shit. That's all she means. Someone who's intelligent enough to know that she's full of shit and who's going to call her out on it, and who can cut her off at the drop of a dime because he has his own shit in order. He has his own place, he has a job, etc. One of the main reasons why a lot of brothers decide to become simps is because they've been raised their whole life to worship the feminine energy. They don't have their own place. They've been living up under their mother their whole life. Now they're ready to live up under another woman. Women will never ever respect you for that, brothers.
And you just come, oh, I'm sorry, no, babe, don't leave me there. You can do this, you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna treat you like a bitch, and I'm gonna walk all over you because you acting like a bitch, period. Okay?
I agree. Hey, I agree. Brothers, you can learn a lot of things from a lot of different sources. Even a moron, an idiot, can teach you something if you listen close enough. If you listen close enough. Like they say, people can teach you two things: what to do and what not to do. And even a person like this, who's relatively inexperienced in life, and based on her overt philosophies about relationships, she's never going to be in anything fruitful. And she'll probably end up chasing around some criminal or some ex-convict or what have you. But the point being is this: we can learn things from anyone if we listen close enough. And for many of you brothers out there on the younger side, this is the type of female who will try to pursue you and approach you with niceties at first, telling you how good looking they find you to be, or they like your swag, they like your drip, or whatever slang a lot of y'all young cats use today. You know, back in our day, we called it bling. We called it bling back in the day. Now y'all call it drip. Either way, same shit. You just have to be aware of how the modern day female is going to approach you. She's going to approach you with her ambassador. And, you know, over a period of time, incrementally, she's going to show you who she really is, how demanding she is, and what she expects from you. The number one thing that the modern day super liberal female, or just the modern day female period, expects from a man is to know how to tolerate her incessant need to create a chaotic atmosphere even where there is none. Okay? And the only way that you can ascertain how chaotic your woman is by making sure that she's coming into your environment and your environment is already placid. It's already at rest. There can be no chaos that's already in existence around you when you bring a woman into your life on a serious level. Because then you're not going to be able to determine exactly where the chaos is coming from, or it's going to be harder to determine that.
But at the same time, don't talk to me like you're fucking crazy because you got me fucked up and I'll still smack the shit out you, okay? So this is where the...
Hey, brothers, you hear that? That's the delusion of the modern day female. She said she said she wants to be snatched up, but if you take it too far, she'll smack the shit out of you. Why is that? Because many of these modern day females are abusive if you allow it. Verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically even, if you tolerate it. The first time that the female shows you that she wants to head towards that realm of being abusive in any way, you have to head her off at the pass. Head her off at the pass and let her know what you're not going to tolerate. And from there, you either send her on her way, or she's going to become conditioned to treat you how you deserve to be treated. You get treated according to what you demand. It's very simple shit. And most of these females, the reason why they jump from corrosive relationship to corrosive relationship is because they're corrosive individuals. So they link up with young males who are raised in corrosive environments and who are accustomed to getting mistreated by females or getting manipulated by females. And they in turn start to act like the same women that they were raised by. So you brothers should be trying to avoid that if you can. I'm talking to many of you younger brothers. Reason why we have to direct a lot of information toward younger brothers is so that they can stop the cycle that was created many decades ago.
perfect balance comes in. You gotta be able to balance the two. You know what I'm saying? Grip me up, tell me stop fucking playing with you, but then call me beautiful and give me a kiss. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. I'm telling you, it works. Works.
Brothers, this is a concubine right here. You understand that? Let me just specify, because some of y'all might be watching this video and getting smitten by this broad. This is a concubine. Please grasp this. So anytime a female starts to get on camera and tell you what she wants from a man, and it includes tolerating her nonsense, potentially being another victim of her domestic violence, she's letting you know she's not really worth your time in the long run, and maybe not worth your time at all.
Have the perfect balance.
She ended the video like she was dropping something heavy. Brothers, look, at the end of the day, please understand the simp dynamic. The simp dynamic, or the simp mentality, is what allows a lot of delusion to perpetuate itself. It creates the energy where the man feels like he has to appease the woman. It's not your job to appease the woman. It's your job to appease the Most High. It's the woman's job to appease you. When we have those understandings, everything runs seamlessly. When you start to believe that there's a way in which the woman can be made happy, that's a cycle of self-destruction, brothers. That's never going to happen. All right? The woman was not created to be a happy individual unless she's operating according to what she was put on the earth to do. When she's operating according to her function, that being a wife and a mother, that's when the woman is happy. All of these other sidetracks that this society has the woman believing she should be doing and is going to make her happy is not making her happy. That's why they're single-handedly making the antidepressant market a $1 billion market. That's why they're doing that, because they're not happy at all. But just to get back to the point, brothers, always understand that even an idiot can teach you something or confirm something that you already knew within your mind, but you were not quite sure of. And always remember that when the woman approaches you with that makeup, breakup, relationship dynamic or paradigm, that's a concubine right there. That's a concubine. And you have to be able to ascertain in your mind if that's something that you want to deal with or tolerate. But anyway, peace.